Hi, my name is Czech Strings and I'm a music producer from the Czech Republic living in Berlin. Today I will show you a project that I started working on last year and I picked it up again for trying out NUGEN Audio's Producer button on it. Let me take you through the project and the plugins that I used. On the first instrument, I used Mono Filter, which is a plugin for bass management that can control the stereo width and phase correlation in the low frequencies of the audio spectrum. It's useful for mixing because it can quickly and intuitively clean up the low frequency range. In other words, it's possible to narrow the lower end while maintaining the stereo spread of the higher end. This melody has some low frequency information that I didn't want to lose by just using an EQ. First, I used a built-in high-pass filter to cut off all the frequencies below 50 Hz. Then I used a low frequency node for 90 Hz and high frequency node to 300 Hz. What this means is that everything between 90 Hz and 50 Hz is gonna turn from stereo to mono, and everything from 90 to 300 Hz is gonna gradually open up from mono to stereo. For processing the vocal chops, I used another plugin from NUGEN Audio for manipulating the stereo field. Stereoizer is a stereo enhancement plugin which can add natural depth and width to a track without changing the source's character. That means more spatially balanced sound with no artificial reverb or unwanted artifacts. With Stereoizer, it's possible to introduce and control the stereo spread from mono to stereo as a natural extension of the original signal, as well as achieve more extreme effects going from stereo to super wide. I set the linear width to 120%, then I set the low bound of the IID to around 200 Hz and the high bound to around 9000 Hz. I pulled the resolution all the way up to 10 and acuity to around half. I also experimented a bit with the width of the IID, which I set to 53%. Let's hear how the vocal chops sound after I treated them with Stereoizer. The next plugin I used is SEQ, which is a high-resolution linear phase spline EQ, allowing powerful sonic sculpting and EQ matching. Using linear phase shift across the frequency spectrum, it differs from most digital EQs, and unlike them, it provides a more natural sounding result with less phase artifacts. It features a direct draw interface and automated spectrum analysis, so it's very easy and quick to operate to fine-tune the audio. Beyond traditional parametric EQs, SEQ offers unique EQ matching through sonic fingerprinting. That said, it can capture a piece of source audio and then transfer it to the current one, which can be useful for unifying different tracks together. In my project, I wanted to create more space for the kick drum. What I did is that I used NUGEN Audio's Send plugin to connect it to the SEQ. Afterwards, I could analyze the frequency profile of the kick and use the invert function to apply the inversed match EQ to the bass. Then I used the SEQ's depth and sharpness functions to smoothen the curve. Let's hear how it sounds before and after I applied SEQ to the bass. Paragon ST is NUGEN Audio's true convolution reverb, which can be tweaked in the same way as a classic algorithmic reverb. The plugin provides the realism of a convolution reverb, and through resynthesis it allows full control of the decay, room size and brightness of reverbs modeled on recordings of real spaces. This unique technology offers adjusting the space characteristics without any time stretching and thus no artifacts. It comes with a library of impulse responses, which can be tweaked to create pretty much infinite combinations of spaces. Within the drum section of my track, I had a rim which was very dry and needed some reverb, so I tried applying Paragon ST to it. I used a built-in high-pass and low-pass filter so that the reverb is focused only on certain frequencies of the sound. Then I also set the decay and pre-delay of the reverb, and size and brightness of the reverb. I also changed the crosstalk and the stereo width of the reverb, and reduced the mic distance, which is originally set to 100% only to 50%,